Good morning, everyone. So today we will be discussing about the parameters which are used in stored procedure. So in stored procedure, we basically have three kind of parameter. One is in, second is out, and third is in out. So what exactly this means? So if you people have been working into Java or some other languages, so we always know that while defining of the parameter, we say we like give in the data type and then we give the parameter name. So in this MySQL, we are not giving in the data type. So what exactly does in or in out means? So in means like it is just a variable that will be used within the stored procedure. Out means that this is a variable which will take the value out. So like in programming, we have the return statement. So the return statement returns the value which has to be returned after calling up the function. It gets stored in the variable where you called it, right? So in the same way, when you are like calling up a stored procedure, out are the variables which are actually expected to be like used after you have executed the stored procedure. So if you are not able to understand it as of now, that is cool. Like when we will be doing up the practical work, it will become easier for you to understand. And the third kind of variable is in out. So this is the combination of in out, like it takes in the value and it also like uh, sets it for the outer use. So let us take an example over here. You see that I will first go ahead and delete the previous stored procedures which we have created, and I will just create them in front of you. So again, like we are working on the same data set. So in this data set, we are having a table called as employees. And this employees table has some values. You can see over here, these values are there in this employee table. And now let us go ahead and create a stored procedure with the in parameter, right? So this is in parameter. In parameter is having employee ID. In parameter, it is having designation. So we are creating up a stored procedure, employee promotion. What this stored procedure does is like this stored procedure is called whenever an employee is promoted. So you can call this stored procedure and change the designation of the employee. So it says at first, let us like I'm just commenting of this call increase counter. So this is where we will understand the in out parameter. As of now, we are just focusing on in parameter. So we say that this is for promotion. So we say that update employees table set designation equal to designation. So designation is this designation. So this is the input parameter. So in means like this parameter will be used within the stored procedure. So this is the input parameter, and even if, so what is the difference between in and out? Even if we change this parameter, say if we say designation equal to ABCD, set designation. We say set designation equal to ABCD, then also this is like this designation will not be changed and cannot be used outside. So I will just show you an example of this as well. So as of now, you can understand that in is something which is used within this stored procedure. So this designation is set over here, and for which employee this is set, where employee number equal to this employee ID. So both of these parameters are being used within the update statement and within the procedure. Again, we do not like we are not computing anything, and then we need like we do not want our stored procedure to compute anything and then like get as the results back outside. No, we do not require that. We are just using these parameter values inside the stored procedure for our purpose within like this stored procedure. So here in the stored procedure, whatever you like type in and like whenever we call it, then that thing is updated in the employees table. So for example, if I go ahead and like create up this stored procedure is created. You can see the green symbol. And now let's call employee promotion. The employee ID is 5 and say that he has been promoted as an automation tester. So who is 5? If we see the table over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this means that Dinesh has been promoted to automation tester rather than manual tester. So as of now, if you go ahead and see employees, so Dinesh is manual tester. right? But if I go ahead and call this particular procedure and say, so by calling it, we said like Dinesh is promoted to what? Automation tester. So here the designation will change to automation tester where employee ID is 5. That is for Dinesh. So I will just go ahead and call it. When I call it, it calls properly and gives us a green symbol. And now let us see the values of the table. So now when we see the value of Dinesh, it becomes automation tester, right? So there are some values which have been passed to the parameter and these values are used within the parameter. So this is a business scenario which I have given you. Like like rather than writing up this statement, or like there can be multiple statement, there can be a requirement of updating multiple tables when a person gets promoted. There can be the salary, then the designation, then like a department, or maybe like there is some change in the category. So like there can be multiple table like which are required to be updated. So I have taken over here just the example of a single table. So the need of procedure comes like you need to just call a procedure giving up the ID and the changes which have to be made. So those changes are applied to particular tables as and like what are given in the statements within the stored procedure. So this is the usage of the procedure. So our work becomes easy. So SQL knows like they have to call this procedure when this kind of thing has been given. So now we have seen that this particular employee table has been updated with the new designation. Now let us go ahead and see another procedure. And in this procedure, we say that we are getting at the total employees of an office. So let us see. So here, if you see over here that we see the office code. Abhay belongs to office 1. Vinay belongs to office 1. So similarly, till Karanpreet, all of these resources belong to office 1. Similar, and Aditi belongs to office 2, Priyanka belongs to office 2, and Sakshi belongs to office 2. Right? So here we say that we want this store procedure where we enter the office number and we get the total employees in that office. So we say that we are entering the office number, which is the in, but we want the total employees out of the stored procedure. We want to like our stored procedure to return these employees, and so that we can use it after we call it. Okay, so this is the simple statement with a group by like clause. So here we are grouping by the office code, and then we are finding up the just the total employees and like putting it into this is a syntax which says that select all the count star value will be like put up into the variable total employees, and total employees is this. So now whenever we call this total employee, let us go ahead and like create this procedure. Okay, this procedure has been created. Now see, when I go ahead and call this like total get total employee of office with two variables, like one is the in variable which is passed and second is the out variable. So the value which has been saved in total employees will get saved in at the rate total, that is the session variable by itself. So when I go ahead and call it, now when I see this total variable, it has the value of 10. So why it has 10? It should have 7. So it is having 10 because our data set does not contain these values, rather all has like office code as 1. I will just show it to you. So if you see over here that all of these have office code 1. Even after currently they have 1. So let me go ahead and change it first and then I will run it again. So I will just drop the table, recreate it and insert values into the table. Let us go down and now let me run both of these statements together. First we are calling it and then we are selecting it. So now we see that the total employees is 7. So 7 are in office 1. Let us go ahead and see the second one. So we see that 3 are in office 2. Let us see for office 3. So we do not have an employee in office 3, right? If we see null as in office 3. So the value of total is getting changed by itself. If you see over here, inside this procedure, we do not have @total anywhere. So at the end, this total is being represented by this variable. So if we make changes in this variable gets automatically changed because it is of type int. But if we make it something like say this in, and now if we create this stored procedure again by dropping off the previous one, let me drop the previous one and like recreate it. Now we have created up the procedure again, and this is of type in, and let me set the value of @total equal to 0 so that we can distinguish if things have changed or not. So let me keep it over here and like just run it. So the initial value of total is 0, right? Let us call it. I called it. So one row affected, that is okay. Now let us see the value of total. So you see, it is still 0. It should have been 7, right? For 1. Let us go and see, run it for 2. Second one is successful. Now let us see the value of total. It is still 0. Why it is still 0? Because we have marked it as in. We have marked it as in. So even though this value of total, which was 0, was embedded into this total employees, and now when we are like putting up this value into total, it does not make sure like this will come back to this total, because these two variables are not combined in a way. So we are saying in, we are saying just like this variable will be used inside, we do not want it outside. But if we want it outside, we need to map it saying out, that this is an out variable. Whatever value we put in this should get back to this. This is what it means. And similarly, if you want a variable for in and out both the purpose, you will just make it in out. Simple as that. This is what the purpose of in out is. Now if you go ahead and like recreate this procedure with in out. Now if we just recreate this procedure and let me run these two statements together, we are getting 7 because this is of type in out. So it is already bounded with the out variable which called it. So in MySQL we do not have something called as by reference, by value. So but like still like you can like keep a track or like understand it this way. Like whenever you want to use a variable outside the procedure, you give it out, and whenever you want to use the variable inside the inside the procedure only, you give it in. And if you want to use it inside and outside both, you give it in out. So this is a simple like way, and again like in this particular scenario, I have also written up a increment counter. For example, you need to know how many times all the procedures are getting run. So I have just created a procedure called as increase counter, which is of type in out, and I have set the value of this procedure counter to be 0 at first. Let's set this to be 0. Okay. Now if we go ahead and like I uncheck it and recreate, let's recreate these two procedures again. So now when I call it, initially our counter was 0. So we are calling one stored procedure. So in this stored procedure, we are calling increase counter. I run it, and when I see the value of counter, we see this value as 1. So then if I run all of these together, let me run all of these together and let me remove this particular select statement. So actually what we are doing, we are making 3 more calls to a different procedure in which we are again increasing the counter. So the value was 1 before, so it should be like added 2, 3 and 4. It should be 4 now, right? 4 times we have called different procedures. So now the value is 4. So we have different usage of these parameters, but like this brings this chapter to the close, and in the next chapter we will be studying about some more features of stored procedures. So stay tuned and please do not forget to like and subscribe the channel. Thank you guys. Have a great day.